Parika market engulfed in flames. Another $200 million US withdrawn from oil fund. And Exxon warns against renegotiation. I'm Enrico Belfort, and this is Uncut News. You see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. Millions of dollars went up in flames after a fire engulfed the stalls at Parika Market near the Stelling on Friday afternoon. The wooden stalls were quickly consumed by the flames, and the cause of the massive fire was not immediately known. Onlookers were forced to watch helplessly as strong winds quickly stoked the blaze. Stallholders usually sell fruits, vegetables, electronic items, clothing, and other items in this area. Even though the firefighters were summoned to the scene, it was clear that at the end of the day, much of the damage was already done. Finance Minister Ashni Singh announced that US $200 million has been transferred from the Natural Resources Fund to the Consolidated Fund to finance national development priorities in accordance with the Natural Resources Fund Act 2021. This is the first drawdown for the year and the third since December 2022, when US $207.6 million was withdrawn from the NRF to finance Guyana's national development plans. The Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Revenue Authority have announced that electric motorcycles must now be registered, and that persons below the age of 16 must not ride them. Additionally, those above 16 must have a valid motorcycle license to operate them. The Guyana Police Force and the United States Mission to Guyana signed a memorandum of understanding to provide supplemental security services to the U.S. Embassy, including perimeter security, a protective security detail for the U.S. ambassador, and other services required under international law. The Guyana Prison Service welcomed 13 new recruits to the system after they completed a 4-month basic recruit training course at the Prison Training Center at Tamiri. The recruits were trained in both theoretical and practical aspects of the job and were urged to ensure that the inalienable rights of the prisoners are not trampled upon during their period of incarceration. Over in Skeldon, Councillor Shirley Scott has highlighted the dire state of the Skeldon Post Office, which possesses a great danger to pensioners who visit the facility on a monthly basis. The building was rehabilitated in 2013, but has since deteriorated, and Scott has called on the Region 6 Democratic Council to intervene. Mention was also made of the Evesham and Wim post offices and their respective current states. The President has just sworn in the remaining 2 of the 7 members of the Teaching Service Commission, which is responsible for the appointment of teachers and the exercise of disciplinary control over them. The commission, which has not been appointed since 2018, is tasked with ensuring that suitably qualified persons are appointed as teachers. The President urged the members to be faithful to their oath and contribute to the teaching profession by educating the present and future generations. Flowers are the language of love, and Shanisha's Flowerland is fluent. This Valentine's Day, let us help you express your love in the most beautiful way. From roses to sunflowers and everything in between, Shanisha's Flowerland has a perfect bouquet for your special someone. And with convenient payment options like PayPal, MMG, and Zelle, ordering is a breeze. So whether you're in Georgetown or across the world, come visit Shanisha's Flowerland at the Movietown Mall and make your Valentine's Day unforgettable. You can order through Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp them on telephone number 645-1189. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. It's February, so how about you do something special for your first love, your truck? Powered Automotive stocks a huge range of parts from the best brands in the business. Show your truck some love today. Visit them at lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Here's a report from the ongoing election COI. Attorney General Anil Nandlal testified that in the lead-up to the 2020 elections, the then Chief Elections Officer had made decisions that disadvantaged PPPC supporters, such as assigning polling stations outside of PPP stronghold villages and using private residences as polling places in PNCR strongholds. Nondalal noted that the issue was only addressed 72 hours before the March 2nd elections with support of 2 Commonwealth election experts. Former DPI employee Neil Williams changed her plea to guilty on Friday after denying a cocaine trafficking charge in April 2022. She confessed to trafficking 9.628 kilograms of cocaine at the Chedijagan International Airport on April the 22nd. Anil Soku and Shamika Caesar, both ex-officers of KANU and GRA respectively, were also arrested and are currently on $700,000 bail. The matter was adjourned until February 27, 2023, for the presentation of her probation report and sentencing. Insaf Ali was sentenced to a year and a day in prison for conspiring to illegally import wildlife after being caught at the JFK airport in New York with 2 packs of hair colors used to smuggle finches from Guyana to New York for birdsong competitions. His lawyer argued that Ali was driven by a love of seed finches from his childhood in Guyana, while prosecutors argued that he was a kingpin of finch smuggling in New York. And according to them, this was actually the second time he was arrested for bird smuggling. In 2018, he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 2 years probation and a $7,800 fine. Now for today's oil update. Despite the discovery of billions of barrels of oil in the Starbuck block, ExxonMobil has maintained that the 2016 production sharing agreement should not be altered to reflect a higher royalty. ExxonMobil's president of Guyana, Alistair Rutledge, warned that any changes to the agreement could be, quote, destructive to investor confidence, end quote. The government has also not expressed any favor for renegotiating the oil contract, as they believe that it is important to maintain the sanctity of the contract. In the Starbuck block, the company is producing over 380,000 barrels of oil daily, with the Liza Destiny and Liza Unity FPSO vessels. With 3 more FPSOs in the pipeline and the development of other fields, they hope to reach 1 million barrels of oil per day by 2027. Despite these successes, the company is not willing to pay a higher royalty, citing inflation and other world market factors. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2017 Land Rover Discovery Sport. It comes with leather, 4-wheel driving programs, Bluetooth, mag rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, dark camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $10.4 million, or pay as low as $2.08 million down with around $201,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Rico sent you for this sweet deal. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, Marine Patrol, K-9 services. They speed leaving our drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now for our Uncut News Fuse Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you fear it plays to us. Last night I asked, what sectors do you believe require more government investment? But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce that we have 2 new paid supporters. In addition to David Griffith and Dion Nascimento, we now have Dimitri V and Project Zero. Thanks guys for joining the Noble Army. I'm so serious when I say I really appreciate the support. And if you too would like to become a supporter, you can just click on the link in the description. Barefoot Wanderer says, government schools' interiors and exteriors need a fresh coat of paint, updated washrooms. The government needs to provide adequate school supplies so teachers don't need to dip into their pockets to ensure students have the tools needed to learn the lessons, to ensure the schoolyards are kept clean and the grass is cut on a regular basis. The government schools look better 45 years ago compared to today. Do better. Indeed, I agree. It's actually a shame when you consider the fact that the education sector consistently takes the lion's share of the national budget, and yet we're still in dire straits. Terrence Andrews says, I don't think they have to invest much. All they need to do is give Guyanese lands who are interested in cultivating, invest in their own citizens by helping them to create their own businesses like a fish farm or ranch to mine some cattle. Instead, Guyanese are on the street trying to make a living and being harassed by the same people we put in power. Investing in your own people will only build the economy. Or do we need someone like Gaddafi for that? I see where you're coming from. Yes, investing in your own people is absolutely crucial, and especially with all this land, we really should give some space for people to cultivate it. I mean, come on, it's great we have the oil, but don't forget about the soil. Now for tonight's question. I want to know, what questions do you have for me, Noriko? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Noriko Bulford saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive. We'll end up on knowing this episode the hard way. Ha-ha! Good night, folks.